In the coming weeks and months, there's going to be a process they call the confirmation process of the UAP UFO um, phenomena. And what's going to happen during this process is there'll be a series of events that will come out, and there'll be a series of articles, and those articles are going to kind of ratchet up as time goes on. And the appeal here that I'm making to everyone is I hope that I can be your channel that you come to help you read between the lines of those articles and to help guide you through the process as this happens. As you know, I mostly do everything live. So this is me. I'm raw. It's usually one take. Every now and then I'll do something like a more polished kind of video. I rarely do anything scripted beyond just a couple bullet points. So what you're going to get from me is as it's coming from me. And oftentimes with the crew and the regular subs that are here, I think they like it that way, that you get something unvarnished and raw as it comes in. If you want something more polished, that's fine. But if you want something that is really from the heart, I think this is the place for you. So my appeal here obviously is going to be to crew and the normal subs that are here that come week after week, day after day to this channel, and I appreciate that. But also I'd like for new subs, people that aren't as familiar with this channel, to come aboard. And as this process unfolds, I want to be the one that gives my opinion as well as gives the information as it becomes available to me as well. It was about, I would say at this point now, about 6 weeks ago, when I first heard about what was going to happen and how everything actually works. And this channel, for the longest time, if you kind of aggregate really everything in terms of our videos and what we've been saying over time, it's mostly an expedition into understanding our reality, understanding in the broader sense of what it is to be in this human condition, how we interact with one another, and how we interact with our environment. It's an examination of time. It's an examination of existence. It's an examination of those that proclaim to know what it is to be in this time, in this existence. Oftentimes, we've gone against normal institutions that have said things like, you can't trust your senses, you cannot trust this, you cannot trust that. And we've questioned those things. And I think we've been fairly successful as this process has happened. The core and the basis of this really starts with that gateway process. I think it was a watershed moment for this channel, certainly. And I think for many subs that have come back to me and the way that we did the breakdown of it, the thorough breakdown of exactly what's happened. And since May 1, I've had a lot of positive feedback about the way in which I break down, particularly what was coming up. And it turned out to be correct. I started on May 1, and I did a series of videos incorporating the UFO and UAP presence that's all around us right now. And if you go back, and there's a playlist here called the Gateway Process FOIA playlist, it starts, that's really the sort of precursor to what later came about, because inside the Gateway Process, it talks about intelligent life that's outside of this space-time and how that intelligent life, it interacts with us. And at the time, it didn't really dawn on me exactly what it was I was reading, because I was still so enmeshed in one part of reality, the Mandela Effect, that I couldn't see beyond that. And now, because I'm starting to broaden that and starting to understand that, and things are being explained to me, I understand that this process is it's going to be ongoing, and it's going to be ramping up. And it's going to be ramping up over the next 2 weeks and on in a pretty dramatic way. So what I would like to do is continue the normal format that we have. Is we'll take a news item, or we'll take something, a bit of information, and we'll break it down together. Whenever possible, I will always give you links for anything I'm saying. And then from here on, whenever I'm speculating, I will tell you when I'm speculating. Whenever I'm not speculating, I'll do everything I can to let you see the article or see something. And then I think the real talent that I have to bring to this and to all new subscribers is that what I can do is help you see between the headlines, see between what they're actually saying. Because it took me about 10 times through to the Stars Academy with Luis Elizondo. It took me about 10 times through really listening from 2017 over and over and over and over again. And then I saw the MSNBC interview, and I have links for all of those. And then I began to really get it. Just like with the Gateway FOIA process, I brag that I've probably been through it 100 times now. And with the crew that we have with Chick and Buster 1978, I think we're pretty unstoppable. So, this is the appeal, that this process is happening. It's underway already. There are forces that we can't see and we can't understand. They've always been here. What's different now is we're going to be able to see those things that have always been here anyway, and they're going to be more apparent as this thing comes online more and more. And oftentimes I talk about how things are in a vacuum with certain channels. Certain channels only do occult, or they do paranormal, or they do this, or they do that, and then there's really a weaving of all these disparate threads together here, and that's been kind of the pride of this channel. So this is it. This is how it's going to happen. There are different factions that are going to be involved, and as this plays out, we'll be able to kind of give you an inside view of those factions and what it means. We'll talk about the Watchers. We'll talk about CERN. We'll talk about like the gateway process, clicking in and out of existence, how you're able to get in and out of space-time, how you're able to go in this like almost triangle 3-man formation, as they describe it here from the Monroe Institute. And we'll re-go over all of those processes again. Stargate, other memorandums, other FOIA documents. It'll all be here. And as it happens, we'll be here to tell you. What I can tell you is in the coming weeks, there will be more information that will be dropped, and it will be dramatic. It will be a shock to a lot of people. A lot of people will be in denial. If you go and look at the Hill article, which I've been talking about all week and explaining it to people, it's there in the first sentence of the Hill op-ed. It's there in the first sentence saying that confirmation has already occurred. And now we've gone beyond that, where Congress is trying to allocate funds to get their arms around this situation. And as this process happens, my appeal here is to the new subs and to the subs that are here. For the subs that are already here, not a lot's really going to change, but for the new subs, hopefully you'll find comfort here and want to stay and want to stick around. And when you have the notification come on, you'll want to listen to what's happening. So I won't waste your time. Anytime that I'm on the air, it's going to be about something that I think is important, something in terms of the confirmation process, but also the overall mechanics of reality itself. And that's really what this channel has been about, is the breakdown of the actual mechanisms inside of this invisible ghost machine. Like Ghost in the Shell, you see. We're all ghosts in this shell. And it's about cymatics, vibrational frequencies, all of those things. Exciting things are afoot, particularly for this summer. And that's kind of a teaser of things that I already know, that I haven't even talked about yet, let alone the confirmation process. So I'm going to leave you with that. I'm going to keep it nice and short. So I hope SMQAI and the team here will be the place that you want to come to whenever you want sort of what's happening behind the scenes. So thank you very much.